I promise you, the coaches will coach better in order because they know they're going to get recognition. You're going to be on national TV. They have all the reason to come in and watch the Cowboys and wax their ass. So I'm telling you right now, you better play like you're playing the Super Bowl and do not give up. And if there's anybody that's ready to play on this team, that's why you went to training camp. You took your ass to training camp to make the football team so you can play. So get your ass out there on the field and play. And stop playing around with, I don't know if he should play. Well, hell, if he on the team, he better get his ass out there and play.
What is up, Cowboys Nation? Mike Tag here, man. Appreciate it. I was bored this morning, so I was like, you know what? Last minute, let's go ahead and do a little video. Just chilling in the crib, getting ready to get this day started. So just thought I'd hang out with you guys for a little bit and maybe drop a little video, see how you guys are feeling. That season is starting now. All the preseason stuff and all the crap is all behind us. So just want to, more of a laid back show. What's up, Rick? What's up, Steven? Just a laid back show, just kind of seeing where your guys' heads at. We lost Bland. So, I mean, obviously that is going to be something where, we always got some adversity. We always get some adversity. Everything's going well. And come to find out, he, hurt his foot on a Wednesday. And then we find out yesterday he's out 6 to 8 weeks with a fracture. So, Kalen Carson, who a lot of people are high on, is this, an opportunity for him to step up and show what he's got? Can the Cowboys hold it down until Bland returns? I mean, looking at the schedule, you're probably, they'll probably run it to the bye week, and then you got San Francisco that Sunday night. So I would guess that would be his return if everything was kind of worked out, kind of on schedule. So that's going to be, it's going to be interesting to see. But I think, I'm not going to sit here and panic. One player, unless it's a quarterback, isn't going to change the trajectory of the season. Does it hurt? Sure. But I don't know. I'm one of those next man up mentalities, so we'll just see what happens. But let's see what's going on in the chat. You guys seem to be ready. Oh, look at man, Cuts is in there. We had Mark was hanging out at Playmakers. I don't know if he's on here yet, but Michael Irvin's rolling into that place, so that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool to see. But it says 6 to 8 weeks, so hopefully it's 6 weeks. But if you look at the schedule, typically what these teams do is the 6 week mark is right about the week before the bye. And it's like, do we play him now or do we go ahead and give it 2 more weeks? So that's why I think it's going to be right around when San Francisco, right after the bye week when we got San Francisco. But it's going to be interesting. And, I'm just happy to get this season going. I watched the preseason game, last night and, yesterday afternoon, Trey Lance. So what is your thoughts on Trey Lance? Did the 5 interceptions really freak you out and say, all right, this guy's trash, we need to get rid of him? Or did you see enough to say, hey, man, this guy's got some skills. He just doesn't have the reps. He's not getting the work. So I'm kind of that. I still one of those, maybe I'm one of the few out there. I don't think he's trash. I don't think he's a starter. I think if we go to Trey Lance, I think our season's in a lot of trouble. But I don't know if I necessarily give up on him yet. I see some, Dizzle, bye-bye. So I don't know. I think, he's playing with all the backups. He's playing with the backup receivers for the most part. So I'm not going to kill the guy so much. There was some good plays by the defense. There was some bad decisions by him. So I'm not going to do his whole career on one game because he did show signs. He did show, points where he was getting better, and he did get better in each of those preseason games. And that was kind of the thought, was get him reps. He probably had more passes in preseason than he had in his NFL career. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm just talking off the top of my head. But he's definitely not, he definitely needs to get some games in. So it'll be interesting. Isn't trash, but he's predictable. He shuts down after the first read and panics with his legs. No, I mean, and that it's going to come with experience with him, and if he can do it or if he can't. But he shows some upside. He definitely shows some upside, and it's probably more with his legs. But he had some, he had some nice passes, had a few drops. Like I said, he had some bad decisions. I'm not gonna crucify him and throw him out in the dumpster just yet. We'll see what happens. But at the end of the day, what I would say is, as fans, it blows my mind that Cowboy fans are more, fixated on the backups than the starters. I mean, that's all we talk about. That's all the Jerry's talking about. I mean, let's not forget, like it or not, and say that, whatever happened in the playoffs or whatever, Dak Prescott's still one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL. And last I checked, he's our starter. So that's all I really care about. I don't really, the preseason stuff. That's why I say, man, people get just too worked up over that. And I know there's a part of the Cowboys nation that wants Trey Lance to just be so good and just move on from Dak. And it's like I always said, man, careful what you wish for. Careful what you wish for, because you might just get it. And you got a little taste of it sometimes. And like I said, it's one game. I'm not gonna be crazy. What's up, Steve? What's up? Oh, we got Frank in the house, Rick, all you guys popping in, man. Definitely appreciate it. And I'm always bad. So if you're new to the channel, we're just chilling on a Sunday morning. Make sure you hit that subscribe. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, that like button. That is so important. And then what you do is go back to every video I did and hit the like button if you didn't already. I'm just kidding. But it definitely helps. And then obviously, sharing with Cowboys Nation. We getting the season started. The hype video is it's in my mind. It's going. And a lot of people say, man, Mike, you hadn't dropped one since last season. Well, I used to do them. Last year I did them in between, but that Packer game hurt real bad, hurt deep. And I've just got to see something. And I was like, you know what? When I drop the video, it's got to be special. It's got to be right. It's got to be getting you guys, ready. So like I said, if you guys missed the interview we did with Preston Pearson or any of the interviews we did in this offseason, we focused on Super Bowl champions, Kevin Gogan, James Washington, obviously Preston Pearson. We brought in all of these guys, all these champions, even, George Teague with the national championships with Alabama. We brought in every player that came in the cave, pretty much had a ring on their finger, because we got to get that mentality right. And Preston Pearson, yesterday, I mean, he said it. He said the problem with this team is it's not talent, it's mentality. It's that dog, it's that drive, it's that want to, it's that, adversity doesn't matter. It's only going to make us better. That's where we need to get this team to, because the talent's there. I mean, I was just thumbing through the roster, this morning with a cup of coffee, and I'm looking at the receivers, and CeeDee will be there. I mean, we've got depth, and we've got some nice depth. Flournoy, I mean, he showed some stuff. I mean, so we're getting depth at receiver. Tight end, we've got depth. Our line, you guys got to be feeling a little bit better about the line than you did at the end of last season. And that's just on the offense. Then flip it on the defense. I dare say the defense is better today than it was at the end of last season, just from a personnel standpoint. I don't know if you guys agree. So we got Tolbert, definitely confidence in Tolbert. I think he's definitely a guy that we need to step up. We need to step up. Let's see. Mark my words. If we sign CeeDee, this will be Dak's breakout season, man. I feel you, Frank. And I mean, Dak has gotten better under McCarthy. Last year, second in MVP. And I'm seeing things where, he's an MVP front runner. Of course, we want a ring. I mean, Lamar Jackson's won 2 MVPs and he's got 0 to show for it at the end of the day. And that's ultimately what we need, is a ring. So all of that stuff is great. All that stuff is great, but we need some championships. And again, talking about the offensive line, look at the offensive line. We've talked about it on the show a bunch. Kelly and I talked about it. Greg and I talked about it. Jimmy and I have talked about it. The Cowboys, just in 2 seasons, have changed their entire offensive line. I mean, obviously you got Martin and Steele, but you've got Tyler Smith, and you got Guyton, and you got Beebe. 4 of the 5 offensive linemen that you got are 25 and under. Martin, of course, is all world. He's 33. So he's probably got a year or 2 left. But then you've got Hoffman, you got Bass, you got Richards, you got some depth in there, some things to work with. So, some people were talking like our offensive line was crap, going into the offseason. But I'm like, man, this offensive line looking pretty damn good. So definitely pumped up about that. So I'm excited. Really, I think our offense is going to do what they got to do. Now, why the hell we haven't signed CeeDee Lamb yet is beyond me. Never understand it. Makes zero sense to me. I have a feeling it gets done today or Monday morning because I think they kind of, going to get things rolling on Tuesday. So I think it's going to happen very soon, but I don't understand why. What the hell are we waiting for? I just don't understand it. And I've kind of forgotten about Dak Prescott. It's like, whatever. Dak's there. He wants to play out the last season. He's fine with it. If the team's fine with it, good luck, because if he puts together another, Pro Bowl, All-Pro, MVP type season, Cowboys aren't going to be able to keep him. They're just not going to be able to keep him. And then it's going to be, they're going to do that, spin control of, we tried, but, we just got outbid and we couldn't do it because it just would have hurt the franchise overall when they could have signed him, for less money had they not sat on their asses and wait. So I don't know. Let's see. How can we get rid of Trey? I don't think you want to get rid of Trey Lance. I'm one of the minority, I guess, but he's here. I think he's just one of those guys that it's going to be a project for the Cowboys this year. And he's kind of, in case of emergency, break glass. He definitely has some skill sets. He needs reps. Don't forget, when he got drafted that COVID year, he didn't play a whole season. So he has played hardly any football. And then he got hurt with San Francisco. Then, all the shit happened there. He didn't really play in Dallas at all. These 3 games were probably the most snaps he's gotten in, I don't know how long, probably since his sophomore year or freshman year in college or high school or senior year in high school. So it's definitely, he's a project, but I don't think they cut him. I don't think they should. Let's see. I feel bad for Bland. I do. It just sucks because, I know Nick's had talked about it. It's like, you don't have, Diggs and Bland, like we can never get them on the field together. It's always like one's hurt, the other one's hurt, see what happens. So, but thankfully it's just a fracture. It's not like, I'd be more worried if it was tendon issues, soft tissue, something that can linger. But I think with the bone, it's going to heal. They, do all that stuff. And I think he'll be, at least he will be fine. So, Dak can make the playoffs, go one and done, and still get 60 million. Oh, absolutely, he will. I will. He is gonna get paid regardless because he's one of the top quarterbacks. And again, you have teams that understand it's not all on Dak Prescott. We've talked about it ad nauseum. I'm not going to just destroy, just continue to do it and beat a dead horse. But the problems in Dallas are bigger than Dak Prescott. Now, Dak Prescott has his share of the blame. He's the quarterback. He's gonna carry most of the burden, and that's what happens. Aikman had to do it. People forget Aikman got booed in Dallas after winning 3 Super Bowls. He got booed in Dallas. So that just comes with the territory of being the quarterback. That's just the way it is. The way it is. What's up, Linda? Good morning. Good morning to everybody in here hanging with us. Let's see. So we get a test pick week 1. I don't know. Mark will be ready to get showered. What's going on over there? What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing in here? You guys are getting crazy in the cave. But my question to you really is better. All you got to say is better or worse in the chat. You feel better or worse after Green Bay, the anger that you felt, where you thought the team was, did nothing in the offseason of the all-in, made some moves late in the offseason. Do you feel better or worse going into this season? And you can be honest. So we got a better. Let me know, because I'm just Mark, better. And I'll give you my 2 cents on it myself as I'm going through your guys'. I feel better. Cuts is the same. He's no different. He doesn't feel better or worse. I don't like that. You're like a flip-flop. What are you, a politician? You got to pick one or the other. We don't. What is going on here with my man Cuts? What's going on with my man Cuts? You got to pick one or the other, man. Another one. We got a lot of politicians in here. Super Bowl. I love that. I love the confidence. That's why we're fans. Worse. No running back. Are our running backs? Is our running back group better or worse or the same as last season? I would probably argue they're the same, which I'm not happy with. I'm going to get to my concerns, and you guys who know me and have been listening know what my biggest concern is. So let's see what happens. Shit happens. They're back to the fight with the team. Young things happen. We have the talent. We definitely do. And okay, there we go. We got Cuts picking a side. That's all I want you to do. Pick a side, better or worse. And I'm fine with worse. I mean, I can argue it, but I can't argue the fact that you think this Cowboys team is worse than they were last season. I think they're better. I think the quarterback obviously is going to be same. I think the receivers are going to be better. And what I mean by that, I think the depth of receivers that we have this year is better than we had last year. I think our tight end's better, only because I think Ferguson is going to be even better. He's going to have a huge breakout year, in my opinion. I think our offensive line is going to be better. And it may not be better in the first few weeks, but watch as the season goes on. These 5 guys, they stay healthy, they gel, they build. I don't care, rookies or not. They're gonna be special, and they have the opportunity to be special and very, very good. They got nastiness. So I know they're rookies, but Guyton and Beebe, if you watch them play, they got nasty to them. And it's like, Gogan, who's been on our show a couple of times, he said the offensive line is not a nice position. It's not a position for nice guys. You need some nasty. And like the Cowboys, when he came to that team, in the mid 80s, he said, "Man, these guys are too nice. We need to break some heads." And it was him. And then obviously you got Eric Williams and Nate Newton, and all these guys started coming up. You need to have some nasty. So that's where I am with the offense. On the defense, this is where it can get a little tricky. D end, I think we're the same. I'm going to say we're the same. I think D tackle, we're better. I think we're better with the additions. Obviously, Phillips, he was a big addition. I think Mozzie's going to be better. I think Osa's going to be a little bit better. I think that linebacker, we're better. Linebacker, don't make no mistake. We had safety as a linebacker. Linebacker, we're better. And I think cornerback, I think secondary, we're better with depth. And you're getting Diggs back. Now, I know we lost Bland, but you're getting Diggs back. So I think that's where I see the team. So I keep seeing better. I didn't say really worse in any position. Running back is the one that you could say worse, and I can't really fight it. I can't fight it because, you could say Pollard's better than Zeke. I think Pollard, the way Dallas used Pollard last season, I don't know if it's better than Zeke. I think if it's a Pollard that the way they used him with Zeke, I think Pollard's better than Zeke's, if that makes any sense to you guys. But running back is the one concern that I have. And maybe the offensive line can kind of mask that up a little bit. Are we going to be able to, dominate, run for 200-300 yards or have these huge runs? I don't think that's what it is. But I think so. And I said that. Yes, I didn't stutter. O-line, I think, is better this year than it was last year. And I do believe that. I think I'm a fan of some youth. But I'm more of a fan of some nastiness. And Tyron Smith, Hall of Famer, but let's not talk about the Tyron, excuse me. Let's not talk about Tyron Smith, in his prime. I mean, he's at the end of the career. He's missed a lot of games. I mean, I will take Guyton over Tyron Smith today. We're talking about today. I'm going to take him over that just because what I think he can do for the whole season and what I believe he's going to do moving forward. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying he's better than him. I'm saying he's got to have a better career than him. I'm talking about today. Who am I taking? Biotish? I'm taking BB over him. I'm taking Hoffman over him. and I don't even think twice about it. You're talking to a guy's I just wasn't a fan of him. I think he got pushed around. I didn't think he was nasty. Look at BB when he plays. He finishes. Hoffman finishes. That's why I think he's better. So that's really the two positions you're talking about, because everything else is the same. Everything else, and you're getting Steele back. You didn't have Steele before, so you're getting Steele. Well, Steele was he was back, but hopefully he's back is what I mean, because it's coming off that injury. He definitely didn't play well, but he's looking good this year. So hopefully that 2 years removed from that injury is going to be better. So hopefully that makes sense. Get me babbling on. But anyway, I saw Patrick Peterson, who is he on? Is he on the Saints? What team is he on? Someone help me out, because I saw that pop up, but I thought he was on a team, and I don't know if it's a trade opportunity or something like that. But is he a free agent? Because I thought he signed like a 1-year deal with somebody, or he was under contract with somebody. Help me out. He's a free agent. There we go. Then I would be looking at Patrick Peterson. I think Patrick Peterson and Gilmore, I mean, you're kind of, it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I think they're veterans. They're going to be smart. Are they what they were in their prime? No, but what they could bring is some veteran, calmness to that position. So if he's a free agent, I'd have no problem with that. Because he played all right last year. So, and again, you're just using him for some veteran leadership, and you're using him just to kind of give a calmness to it. I think Carson is going to be the guy that's going to give you probably the most upside, right? Because he's younger, is a rookie, and yada, yada. But I think cornerback is probably the toughest position to me in the game, because of the mental part of it. The mental part, these guys can play lights out all game and give up one pass for a touchdown to cost them the game. And the media is going to show that over and over and over. And social media is going to say this guy sucks. All the people on Twitter and all that. And they forget for like 59 minutes, the guy shut down the receiver, but he gave up one play at the worst possible time. So cornerback is a tough position. So if you can get like a guy like Patrick Peterson and a veteran deal that can just bring some calmness and stability to that position and help the young guys, almost be like a coach on the field, then I got no problem. I got no problem with it. Schoonmaker be trade bait. I don't know if they're going to give up on Schoon yet. I think he's going to be the tight end too. I think he showed some stuff in preseason. I think you got him and Ferguson. The one guy that's kind of the wild card is John Stevens Jr. He's always played well. He got injured last year. He's always did well in training camp. He just needs that opportunity. He had a great camp last year and then got injured. He had a really solid camp this year. So he's one of those guys, if you feel really good about him and you wanted to make him two, then you could. But I don't think there's enough value that you're going to get with Schoonmaker from somebody. Maybe Harbaugh obviously had him at Michigan, so maybe he would pay a little bit more than others because he knows him and he's probably going into a similar system that he ran and feels like it could be a drop-in. But I don't know if the Cowboys are going to give up on him yet. Yeah. No, he's in Minnesota, and he's still playing. And let's see what else we got. Anything else? So you guys are feeling good. Most of you guys are feeling good about the team. So that makes me feel better. It makes me feel better because I feel I got to drop a hype video and you guys are going to say, shut up. I got to see it in the playoffs. I ain't going to be happy. I'm not going to be happy. Miles Sanders there's going to be running backs, talking about the running back situation. There's going to be some running backs that are going to fall. So what I would say is, if you look at our running backs, we've got Zeke, Rico, Deuce, Freeman, Malik Davis. I'm not going to worry about Snoop and Pete. You got them. Who do you get rid of? Like if we're gonna pick up one, we got to drop one. You got to drop one of these guys. So who are you gonna drop? You carry 4 running backs. Do you carry 3 running backs? You got Lipke. Are you gonna carry 3 running backs and a fullback? What do you got? You can't have them all, right? You got a 53-man roster, so you're gonna have to finagle some stuff around. So if you're going 4 running backs plus Lipke, so you would carry 5 running backs. Freeman would be the odd man. I don't think Freeman's going to make the team. I think it's going to obviously Zeke, Rico, and Deuce. And I think they're going to keep Lipke. So I don't know, depending on where they're at and where they're thin, I don't know if they're going to carry, 5 or 6 running backs. I just, maybe they will. I'm not 100% sure. That's for McClay and all those guys to figure out. But I would say, to me, I don't know, man. It's so if you're keeping 4, those are the 4 that you're going to keep. But if a lot of people want to add one, you got to drop one. So Freeman would be the one I'd drop. That's pretty much what I guess I would do. I'm not going to get rid of Zeke because I think he's going to bring too much to the table as far as short yardage and goal line and things like that. And I think he's stable. Rico is your wild card because he showed some flashes, but injuries and stuff like that haven't been the best. And then Deuce is one of those guys that you just don't know. I mean, a lot of people were high on him. But I just don't know if I'm going to rank the running backs on our team. I think Zeke is I think there's going to be 1A, 1B, and 1C. I think it's going to be Zeke and Rico are going to be your 2 guys, and I think Deuce is going to be your 3rd guy. I think that's pretty much what it's going to be. Zeke is your stable one. And he's a rock and he runs hard and he can pass protect, he can do everything that you need to do. He just doesn't have the speed, that top end speed, even though he did run an 80-yard touchdown like screen pass against while he was with the Patriots. He just doesn't have that speed. So he's going to be one of those guys that's going to be 4 yards in a cloud of dust, 3 yards in a cloud of dust, maybe 5, maybe 7. He'll break 10 here and there. And I think that's pretty much what's going to happen. Freeman's shown some stuff, and he's had a decent career. If you say 2, I'm not gonna fight you on it. I think that's why I like these guys. The 3 take Deuce out of it. I think the 3 running backs between Rico and Zeke and Freeman are kind of all the same. I think they're all the same. Lance at running back, that I would do. Did you see him running the ball? I mean, would you use Lance in some packages? And would you use Lance as a weapon? Would you use Lance in any wildcat? Would you use Lance in any kind of option plays at quarterback, and especially in the red zone or in anything like that? Would that piss Dak off? You saw some careers of quarterbacks like a Cordell Stewart from going way back in my day with Slash and the Steelers. I mean, he's definitely has some skills and he can run. So there may be something there for them. And yeah, I mean, maybe a group of backups, but we didn't pay $12 million for a guy that's going to be sitting on the bench either. So it goes, it is what it is. It is what it is. And I know my Eagle fans you're pumped up with Barkley, and I like Barkley. So it's nothing against him. I just don't know if I would have paid that much money and socked that much money into a running back who's really has been inconsistent his whole career, and he's never beaten the Cowboys. So I'm happy you got him and happy you paid for him. I personally would have. I thought there was other running backs, and I'm still disappointed Dallas didn't get a running back that notch below in the salary. I think there was some value there that they could have got some other running backs. So it's we'll see what happens. I mean, we'll see what happens. Let's see, Lance and Deuce. I see people giving codes away. You giving a season ticket holder discount code? Boy, but don't get me involved. Don't get me involved in that stuff. Don't get me involved. I don't want to. Rather have Jerry pay nobody. Well, I mean, he paid people. Running back, if we're having an honest conversation, my man Bobby, running back has just become a position, and I don't agree with it, but it is what it is. I mean, I love running backs. I mean, every player that I grew up watching has always been my favorite player has always been a running back. Zeke was my favorite, running back when when he was with the Cowboys in the first at favorite player and Emmett and all of those. If you're doing a salary cap, the running backs just don't have value because it's been proven over and over again. Go get a running back in the draft in a late round and you're fine. So give me the running backs give me the top running back that has won a Super Bowl. I mean, since the Emmett days, give me, and maybe you can name some. I'm thinking off the top of my head. I can't think of a top running back that won a Super Bowl. Can't think of it, but man, I'm sure someone can think of some, but I just can't think of one off the top of my head. So if you've got one, Bobby, let me know. I think that's where, and it sucks because I love running backs. I just think it's crazy. And I think Barkley's a good running back. The value that you get, it's just like what, the Giants GM said. Now he's getting killed because Daniel Jones, we can argue about Daniel Jones all day long, but you can't pay a quarterback $40 million to hand off to a $12 million running back. It just don't make no sense. And I get it. It's a business of football now. And again, I don't agree with it, but I can't argue it. Trey Benson, I would have loved that. The one that we'd love to have was Braylon Allen from Wisconsin. You kind of seen what he's been doing to the Jets, with the Jets and just absolutely steamrolling guys. It's absolute. Yeah, Bijan's a game changer, but Bijan's on a rookie deal. That's what I mean. The way it's gone now is draft your running back, beat the hell out of them for 4 years or 5 if you want to give them one more year if it's a first rounder, and then you move on. Now, again, I don't like that as a fan. I don't like it because I attach myself to the players. But that's the way it is now. That's just the way it is now. And you could potentially start seeing that with receivers. As these receivers, I was talking about it last night with a buddy of mine, as these receivers are getting $35, $40 million, you got to start thinking to yourself, can I keep drafting receivers and have the offense scheme around? Because the receivers are more advanced in college football than they were years past. Receivers are coming out dominating. Look at Tank Dell, was a 6th round, 5th round, whatever he was, pick, and he came out. He was ready. He was in an offense, that was a very pass happy offense, and that's the way it is in college now. It's not like you got Calvin Johnson on the Georgia Tech that runs a triple option. You know what I'm saying? These guys are they're in pass. They're being they got a lot of reps and a lot of skill. And so I think receivers could be one where these owners are gonna be like, you know what? I think I'm just going to pass on receivers and just keep drafting receivers because of the salary cap. It's just too much. It's too much of the cap on one player, but we'll see what happens. And as to Bijan, I think Bijan's going to be really good. I'm not a fan of the Falcons coach. That's the problem. Now, I know they got the new coach. Last coach didn't use Bijan, but I think with Kirk Cousins there, I think Bijan is going to have a monster year. You could always tell. Looking at fantasy football drafts, Bijan is right in there at I think the 2nd overall, player that's been taken. So, and really, if you guys make sure, let me do my PSA, hit that subscribe, like, share. We got, well over 200 of you guys hanging out with us. We got a ton of you on X, which I appreciate. At some point, slide over to YouTube and hit that like button, hit that subscribe. And we got, 33 plus hanging on YouTube. So I should see 33 likes. So hit that like button. Easy way to do it, because I tested it out myself. I was like, why do we get the likes? It's a pain in the ass. Exit out of the chat, and you'll see the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up, then go back to live chat, and you won't miss a thing. I promise you can do that. The other thing is, for all you guys doing fantasy football, following your favorite team, go over and reward your fandom and download that Autograph app referencing Mike Tag, your boy, partnered with them, and it's co-founded by Tom Brady. You can follow all your favorite teams, get the latest updates, news, fantasy, everything. So share that with your friends and tell them all to reference Mike Tag. We are almost to our goal. We're trying to get to our goal because we need to send a message to these guys that the Cowboys Cave is influential and that we can deliver, and they're going to start putting our content all over that. But basically what it is, it's a central hub for YouTube, Twitter, bloggers, everything, so you can get all your Cowboy news or whatever team you are. If you're an Eagles fan, because we always have some in here, you can get all your Eagles news right from one app. You just got to download it. The QR code is right there. You can go to the app store and just type in autograph, and you can download it from there. If you're really lazy, go to cowboyscave.com, and I made it very easy. There's a link right on top. You hit that, and it takes you right there from your phone. It already has a reference code in there. And again, share it with your friends. It rewards your fandom. So you can earn tickets to games. You can earn autographed memorabilia. You can earn NFL experiences, things like that. So definitely take a minute today, if you haven't already, and go do that and get it done. And definitely, Jay, what do you got? There's a super chat, but there's a little thing, man. You got to ask a question. You got to tell me what you want to say. So, yeah, definitely do the autographed app, man. Yeah, you're on there, man. I love it. And you can see what everyone's doing. So you can see how people are ranking and getting things going. So definitely check it out. And hopefully you guys will get there. Let's see. Now I like Mark. I appreciate that, Bobby, but Mark's my friend, so I'm never bash another content creator on this show. It is hard work, and Mark Holmes is the godfather of this. I do my hype videos, and I got kind of into this, and I'll be honest with you, I got into this because I had a couple opportunities to interview some former Cowboys, and I love the Cowboys, as you guys know. I love the history of the Cowboys. I love the history of the game, and so I started doing this because it gave me an opportunity to interview former players, and it's really cool. I've actually become friends with some of them. We exchange text messages, phone calls, and it's really, I mean, as a fan, you would ask me that 10 years ago. I mean, dream come true. I'm sitting there talking to Preston Pierce. I'm talking to Kevin Gogan. I'm talking to George Teague. I'm talking to, Barry Switzer, who I know, Jimmy got the Super Bowl, but he was an integral part in the history of the Cowboys in getting that. And you're talking to Doug Cosby, was my tight end growing up, and Larry Cole and Bob Lilly and Charlie Waters and all these guys. And then also some of the rivalries like JT Thomas. We talked about, with him and the Steelers and others, man. It is definitely been a lot of fun. And I would, I'm very thankful for you guys. I'm very thankful for you guys for supporting the cave. And again, I appreciate the monetary support that you guys do in the super chats. I never asked for it and don't require it. It's the same thing. We do giveaways, we do stuff because I love Cowboys Nation, and I made a deal. I had 5,000 subscribers, which I'm embarrassed I'm not at 5,000. How's that? 5,000. When we get to 5,000 subscribers, I have 2 club seats of mine that I'm going to give to a fan. So a fan that's a subscriber of the show. So you get to 5,000. You got a few days left because I'm starting to pay. I booked my flight for Thanksgiving. I'm getting ready to book my flight for the Texans game. The only games I have left that I haven't committed 100% to is Detroit. But I still have the tickets. Eagles, Bengals, and maybe Washington. So those 4 games are the only things I don't have officially booked on my calendar. But I'm hanging on to them, because I'm probably going to go to the Eagles game, more than likely go to the Bengals game because it's Monday night. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, we're going to have a good time. And don't forget, the Cowboys Cave tailgate party is going to be happening. So any of you guys that are going to the Ravens game, you guys need to get your ass out there. It's going to be a lot of fun. And it's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work, but it's definitely there. Yep. Hey, man. Yeah, we need 5,000 subscribers. Nothing's free, right? It's free, but it's not free. I need effort. So you guys get out there and you tell people, man, you need to be subscribing to the cave. Then maybe I'll do it. But time is running out. As my man once said, time's a wasting. Because I'm going to start booking these flights, because if you guys book your flights, now is kind of like the time to start kind of figuring all that stuff out before the prices get up way too high. So you want to be ahead of the game. You want to be the head of the game. So lastly is what is going on with CeeDee Lamb? I mean, do you guys, we all know he's going to get signed. I mean, you look at all the advertisements CeeDee Lamb's on, all the social media stuff with the Cowboys. Dak is too. So you know it's going to get signed, but it's like, do you guys predict it's going to get signed today? Do you think it's going to be tomorrow? Does anybody in here think that this is going to drag into the regular season? I guess that's what I would ask. Any of you guys believe that this is going to drag into the regular season? So anyway, I downloaded a QR scanner and the code was too blurry. What are you doing? What are you doing? Then go to Autograph. If it's too blurry for you, go to Autograph app. Just type in Autograph, reference Mike Tag. It's free to sign up, and you're good to go. Or just go to cowboyscave.com and click right on the link. I put a link right on my website, cowboyscave.com, and you are good to go. You are good to go. I thought he would have been signed by now, Chuck. I was like, this is going to be, I thought last week he was going to be done. And I thought surely coming back to AT&T, I figured it would have got done over this weekend. So I'll be really disappointed if it lasts past Monday. I mean, it should not. I mean, they need to get going. And then, I was talking to my man, Eugene Lockhart, yesterday about it. He doesn't even, I mean, he doesn't understand. It's like, you need, I know him and Dak have played together, but you still need football. You need to be in football shape, and you need those reps with your quarterback. And, I just don't think, receiver is a position that you're just going to roll the ball out and, all right, I had no practice with my quarterback, and I know we did some offseason stuff together, but you're just going to be in sync. I think it's going to end up costing them. If they drag it out, it's going to end up costing them, a game or two, at least his good performance. About to ask Michael Irvin when I talked to him. Yes. Yeah. You never talked to nothing. Who are you talking about? You never talked to nothing. Well, Michael Irvin, spreading the love to the cave. So if we go 0-2 like with Emmett, I think we're in trouble because, those two games, now granted, split, you can argue, all right, we're going to split them. Maybe we lose to Cleveland. You better beat New Orleans. Now, if you go 0-2, you got the Ravens week 3. That's not going to be a cakewalk. Promise you that. Even though we're going to be there, and your boys has usually pretty good luck going to these games. Never leave disappointed for the most part, unless it's Denver or the Raiders for some reason. The AFC West, I'm not going to any more games. Those are the only two that I remember us losing in the past few years that I went to. It's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. And the psyche of the team, the psyche of the fans. So the fans are they're on edge. I mean, think about it. I mean, we're arguing over Trey Lance. There's Twitter battles over Trey Lance and Dak Prescott. Does Trey Lance suck? I mean, we're talking about the third string quarterback. We're having heated debates on why. The fans are on edge over everything. And if this team starts out slow, it's going to be a snowball effect. And you don't want that. We need to start fast. They need to, hopefully, in my opinion, if the 3 games, they got to come out of the 3. They don't have to, but it'd be nice to come out of the 3 games 2-1. Either they lose, they slip up on one of the Ravens or the Browns. The Saints that's a gimme. They're better than the Saints. They got to win that game. The Browns and the Ravens, maybe you split it up. I think the Browns, they got a great opportunity because the Browns, they're going to be without Chubb. And Deshaun Watson is coming off an injury, really hasn't done much. So that's where they've got to, that's where it's going to come down to. So let me see. I can't read, so I got to pull this up. Hopefully it's nothing bad. Didn't think it would get this far. If it drags out to the season, I think it'll be a disaster. We'll have issues offensively, and who knows how long it takes for him to get ready. That's the other thing, soft tissue injuries. A lot of these guys that hold out, then it's end up with a hamstring. It ends up with this, and then it's a lingering issue all year. That's why I just don't get it. He's going to get paid what the market bears, and the Cowboys are going to pay it. So I don't know why it takes it's pretty set in stone. It's not like he's a second or third tier player and you're just kind of figuring it out and you're trying to, see who bluffs, who gives in first. He doesn't need to give in. He doesn't need to give it. Now the Cowboys hold his rights, so they can, really put their, heels in the ground and say, all right, well, then you're just not going to get paid. And then you're going to have to come week 9 or whatever it is to keep your eligibility to count it as a year and play off it. And then you're going to leave, or we'll franchise you. I mean, the Cowboys can be, dicks for lack of a better word and really hold them to it. But, that's not what you do to your best players. You don't do, you can do that to your second tier guys. You don't do that to your franchise guys. So I think the message that it sends is not what I think you'd want. I think they should have done this earlier. Do you think that we're coming up for a contractor going to start feeling a certain kind of way? This is what I'm saying. I hate that my man Eagles is saying this, but what kind of message does this send to a Parsons? Does this send to Jake Ferguson? Does this send to Tyler Smith? Your young guys that are going to be the leaders of your team, that are going to be your franchise guys. What's that say to them? Do they need to hold out a little earlier? Do they look at it and say, hey, this team isn't about us? So I don't know, man. It's, the Joneses do what the Joneses do. And I don't get it. I don't understand it. I'll say this about Philly. That's the one thing I'm jealous of the Eagles about. They get shit done. I mean, they got Brown done. They got Smith done. They wanted Barkley, and they found a way to get it done, even signing Jalen Hurts to a big contract. So they got stuff done, and they usually do, and it's quiet. I mean, you don't hear much from the Eagles in the offseason. It's very business. Cowboys aren't that way, and maybe the Eagles, maybe Bobby, you can disagree with me because I don't follow the Eagles as much. It's just, but I don't see them on TV. I don't see people talking about them in any kind of way of any drama. It just seems like they just get that GM just gets the shit done and goes. Now, I think they've got some internal problems. I think Kellen Moore being their coordinator is going to be a problem. I think the coach, there's some issues either between the coach and the quarterback. There's some drama going on underlining with that team, but you don't really hear a lot about it. But I think there's some internal problems with that team. But as far as signing their guys and getting shit done, they pretty much do. So first 5 games, it'll be 3-2 or 4-1. I would take that. I would also take my man Frank, 2-0, destroying the Ravens. We're going to handle the Ravens because we got Frank coming in, myself, got, Kelly. I mean, we got the crew, got Jimmy, got the whole cave going to be there. Greg, the whole cave's going to be there. So they will never allow us to walk out disappointed with all of that. So hopefully we start out 2-0 because then we're going to be 3-0. So we'll see. Also, give some love to my little league team out here, from Florida. They're going for that Little League World Series today, so make sure you guys root for them, and hopefully they bring it home for the USA. So that'll be nice. So let's see what else. One of the other things which I think the Cowboys have done really well, and we'll get this thing wrapped up soon, is they're undrafted free agents. I mean, the undrafted free agents that they've gotten. I mean, you really, you think about some of these guys, especially from the USFL that they brought over. Obviously, Turpin and Aubrey, but they got Marquise Bell. They got Bell in free agency, and then they got Julius Wood undrafted free, and he's been playing lights out. So the Cowboys have been finding talent, and you got to give credit to McClay and the scouting department, because that's the thing. The Cowboys are in the problem that they're in because they've drafted and they've gotten talent so well through the draft as far as contracts. Because you're going to have, Dak's going to get paid, which I don't understand the quarterback tier. I don't know why it's always next highest guy gets the highest paid, because how Patrick Mahomes isn't always the highest paid quarterback is beyond me. But that's just kind of the way it works. But the owners decide to do this. But you got Dak, you got Parsons, and you got obviously CeeDee. You're going to end up with a Tyler Smith that's going to need to get paid. Jake Ferguson is going to be getting paid. Deron Bland is you can't pay them all. So it's very important for these Cowboys to draft and develop, because you're not going to be able to keep them all. So they've done a pretty good job of that. 3 12-win seasons, pretty damn impressive. They just got to get something to show for it. You need a ring, not an appearance. Not an Eagle appearance. We need a ring. You got, going to the Super Bowl. I'd rather not go if I'm not going to win. I'd rather just, hey, just put me out of my misery rather than rip my heart out. So, definitely the Cowboys have got to get it done. They got to get it done. So, let's see. Good luck to them. Even who are we talking about? We talking about college? We talking about where's my Florida State fans? Where's my Florida State fans, man? They got whooped up, man. My Canes are going to beat their ass. So now, as long as my Canes take care of the Gators next weekend, I will be booking my trip to go down to South Florida to go to the Florida State-Miami game and finally get some revenge on Jay Tuck and these Florida State Seminoles because they are, good luck to the Little League. I got you. Good luck to the Little League team. Absolutely. So, yeah, they beat the team from Texas. That's right. They did beat the team from Texas. So, Florida State sucks. I agree, Chuck. See, Chuck, we agree on something. So, Fighting Irish. I get it. My man Frankie, you got, I understand it. Those are some of the best rivalries, the Canes and Notre Dame, the Catholics versus the convicts. Those are some of the best college football games that I can remember. And so glad that I was able to be part of some of those games and go to some of those games, man. It's going to be good. Oh, we got Texas. Texas is going to be interesting. Going to the SEC. I think, I like Texas. I don't have anything bad to say about Texas Longhorns. I know Kelly does. I don't. They don't really, us in Miami, there's really not a lot of history there. We beat the hell out of them in the Cotton Bowl, back in the 90s. We embarrassed them. But I got no problem with Texas. But what I do got a problem with is making sure you guys hit that subscribe, hit that like, hit the share. Again, check out the Autograph app, reference Mike Tag. Do all those little things that don't cost you nothing to help your boy out because we get this thing rolling. And I'm going to go enjoy my Sunday. I came in impromptu, but to get, almost 300 people on here hanging out with me last minute, I definitely appreciate it. I'm looking forward to getting the season going. We'll be live on Monday. We got Thomas Hollywood Henderson, another legend, another Cowboys legend coming in on Thursday, another man with a ring. So you count them up. We probably got 20 rings hanging out here in the cave to change that mentality of not only the Cowboys, but the fans. You guys got to start thinking like you're winners. You can't be doom and gloom. The world can't be ending. The end is not near. Don't think about the path. It's going to be, you got to go through the adversity to get to where you need to be. Now, we've gone through enough. Now, I'm going to admit we've gone through enough. So Dak Prescott, Micah Parsons, the rest of the boys, make sure end this misery and drought for us so then we can spit it back in everybody's face and tell them to shut the hell up. So I am definitely looking forward to it. I appreciate it, Frankie. I got a draft to do, not our draft. The Cowboys Cave draft is set. So you guys that are in it, make sure the draft day is set. I'm going to try and work on the time from my man, Frankie. It's going to be hard, but I'm going to see what I can do. But the draft day is set. I was thinking about maybe even doing it live and just having some fun with it, but we're going to get this thing rolling. So make sure you guys are good. Any of you guys that are in there that made the list, if for some reason you can't do it, let me know because we do have some backups that will fill in. But it's going to be a lot of fun. First string time. That's right, man. Enough of this bullshit with all these guys. Videos are coming. I'm working on something because it's got to be great. So definitely, hit that alarm. My man Frankie, he's doing the draft from Germany. I think it's like 2 or 3 in the morning. I feel terrible about it. It's just so hard because it's, I'm working on all these different coast times and trying to get it right. But anyway, you guys have a great one. Love all the support. Love talking to you guys, man. It's dream come true just talking to fans. And even if it's Eagle fans, Giants fans, whoever the hell fans you guys are that hang out in here and give me shit sometimes, I do appreciate it because it makes it fun, man. You guys just make my days go better. The stress at work and all this other crap you got to deal with, man. This is my outlet to have some fun, and you guys always bring it, and I do appreciate it. Hit that thumbs up on your way out. Hit the subscribe. And again, more importantly, check out that Autograph app and download it. Do your boy a favor. I never ask for much. Go to cowboyscave.com. Click on the link from your phone, and you'll be done in 2 seconds. It's free, and I promise you, you will love it. If you say it's shit, you come tell me, and I'll get it worked out, and I will make it even better for you. You guys take care. Thanks. See ya.
Give me somebody that's hungry. Give me somebody that's hungry.